Hello everyone. Today I'm going to talk about the books that I read in February. I didn't read a lot of books in February, but here we go. First of all, in the video, you are watching me bind these little books. I thought they were kind of fun. I'm doing a basic pamphlet stitch. I think that's what it's called. Just 3 holes, and it's really fun, really basic. If you've never bound a book before, this is a great place to start. I really like this because the outer covers are black and then there are rainbow pages inside, and it just makes me so happy. But let's talk about some books, okay? So the first book that I finished in February was Before the Coffee Gets Cold. This is a book from Japan. So I read a translation. I cannot read Japanese. And I really liked this book. It's about a cafe. It all takes place in the cafe, and there is like a special seat that you can sit in and you can travel back in time, and you have to meet these certain rules to come back safely. And I thought it was pretty quirky, really fun, very, what do you call it? The fantasy but realist twist. And it's really sweet. It wasn't quite what I was looking for in a lot of these books. I feel like this is all of February. Maybe it's because I read The Midnight Library so recently that I felt like this one was a bit, I don't know. But I find that Japanese writing can sometimes be very slow and very meditative, and I think maybe I just need to get in a better mind space. I don't know. The next book that I read, I actually listened to, was Perfume, and I saw this movie a long time ago. I didn't know it was a book, and it has been on my to be read list for a long time. So I finally listened to it. And guys, this book is disgusting to listen to or to read. All the characters have like a horrible, disgusting feeling to them, and the descriptions of things are almost disgusting. But the most beautiful thing about the book is how smell is described. And it's such a weird book. I really enjoyed it. There are parts where I was like, oh, these people are horrible. Ugh. And it's so weird. But the story is about a boy who is born and he has like super smell. And he is on the search to make the perfect perfume because the world is like smells awful. And it's just so interesting. You would think it wouldn't be, but it's like captivating and disgusting, and in a good way. It's just what it is. The next book I read, also an audiobook, I believe. This is Your Mind on Plants by Michael Pollan. I really enjoy Michael Pollan's books and his essays about plants and human interactions with plants. And this one is about mind alternative drugs. So like he has the poppies for opium, the coffee and caffeine, and I can't remember the other one, but it's a cactus used by Native Americans. And I really enjoyed the book. It was only 3 plants, which was surprising. I felt like he could have kept going. But yeah, interesting book. I recommend it if you're interested in plants or you've read other books by Michael Pollan. Again, he's great. I enjoy all of his books, and I was really excited to get my hands on this one. The next book I read is a middle school grade book, and it's called Scary Stories for Young Foxes. That's the series. And this one is called The City. It's the second book of Scary Stories for Young Foxes. I love this book so much. The stories are like actually kind of scary, and it's about, I don't want to give a lot away, especially if you've not read the first book, but it's essentially about foxes surviving, and it even has interactions with humans. And this one obviously is centered in the city, so how foxes are surviving and trying to survive and the legends that continue with the young foxes, obviously. So I really do enjoy this book. It is a little scary. Some children may not like it, but as someone who came from like a farm type setting, I understand these things, and it can be really scary to me even. So just keeping that in mind. I also read A Christmas Carol. Yes, A Christmas Carol in the middle of February. Someone was doing like a read along with it at work, and I was curious, so I picked it up, and it made me realize I have not really read A Christmas Tale or A Christmas Carol. I think I had like some abridged versions, and it was interesting to listen to it in full, and yeah, it was okay. As you can see, not many inspirational books right now at the end here. So let's see. The last book I read, which went over one day into March, so I apologize. So I finished this March 1st, is On Earth We Are Briefly Gorgeous. So this is a book I've just seen going around, everyone talking about it being the most beautiful book they've ever seen or read, and I'm just going to put it out there. I wasn't too fond of the book. I did listen to it, so that might have been my first mistake. I thought the language was really beautiful, but then like halfway I was tired of it. I feel like the book should have been shorter, and I felt like the focus was going in and out constantly. So I hate to be critical of this book because it is an LGBTQ plus book, and I support that. I totally do, but this was just not my favorite one. I'm sorry. And it's about a boy who lives a pretty harsh childhood, and he's writing a letter to his mother who can't read English. And she, of course, is dealing with the Vietnam War, kind of like PSD, and I felt like it just lost its focus, and I felt like it was too long. I feel like this should have been a shorter story. I felt like there were things in there that didn't necessarily felt like it was written to his mother. It felt like he was just writing it to himself. And I guess I'm just a little like confused. I didn't enjoy the story, and it kept flip-flopping, and it kept then kind of saying, oh, remember, this is a letter to my mom if you forgot. And it's like, yeah, I forgot, because who would write some of these things to their mother? And I mean, yeah, you might say like he was trying to be open with his mother, but I don't know. I just feel confused about this book. I'm confused because I didn't like it the way that I should, or I expected I would like it. Maybe I came in at a wrong angle, kind of like Before the Coffee Gets Cold, but I didn't feel like I took anything out of this. If anything, I can read a scary novel, disgusting novel, and still enjoy it, but I don't know, I just didn't click with me, and I felt like it should have been shorter. Ugh. So that's kind of how I felt about this book. The majority of the rest of the month, I was reading Rhythm of War, which I have now finished, so I'm not going to talk about that. I'll talk about that in my next book update. But so far, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, like I've already outread myself in February. I guess February was just one of those months where I just didn't read as much. I guess I kind of got in a slump. I don't really know what happened. But anyways, I hope maybe you found some things that you would like to read. Maybe you have more things to say about On Earth We're Briefly Gorgeous, or you know, maybe you've read The City, which I love, or maybe you've seen the movie Perfume and never knew it was a book. I don't know. But leave a comment if you enjoyed this, if you found something you could read, something we could talk about. You know, maybe I'm missing something on one of these books, but yeah, pretty short read for February. I'll see you around. Thank you for watching, and stick around. I've got more videos coming. Bye.